I'm going to tackle a touchy subject, maybe a controversial issue, and that is, how do you celebrate the father to your children? Now, it's Father's Day is coming up, and I know he's not your father, but he is the father to your kids. How do you celebrate him? How are you best his helpmate? Don't turn off yet. My name is Nancy Marie Peterson, and I want to share some of the tips I've learned on this motherhood journey. Now, I would love to say I knocked this out of the park, that I am so good at this, but I'm not. I have struggled in this area, and that's why it's so important that we talk about it and we discuss it. So I want to say, I know as a mom, we love deeply, we sacrifice, and we give everything to our kids, but there is a quiet, powerful role that's often overlooked in the realm of motherhood, and that is helping your husband be the best dad to your kids. Now, first and foremost, this is biblical. In Genesis 2:18, God says, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. We were created to be his helper. Now, that doesn't mean we're a lesser than, or we get all whacked out about the word submissive and all those kind of different things start swirling around. That's not God's heart. God's heart is, he knew a family needed a mom and a dad. And as a dad, he would need us to help him be the best that he can be. Helping our husbands be the best dad they can be is not about doing the job for him. It's not about controlling or manipulating. It's about supporting him and who God designed him to be. And the truth is, it's not only biblical, but it also helps our kids. Kids thrive when they see a dad who's supported and respected in the home. It builds their identity. And as we speak into our husband, it builds up ultimately our kids. And we want what's best for our kids. And if that is building up their dad, then that is what we should do. So it's biblical and it helps our kids. So how do we walk this out? What does this look like daily? So I want to share just 3 points. The first one is to pray. So often we use prayer as the last resort. Prayer is what is the most powerful to move mountains. When you think of your husband, pray over him. Speak the words that you want to see come out of him. Pray to God to fill him with all those attributes that you know he is worthy of. So often this becomes the last resort. It's not the first thing we go to, but we need to pray for our husbands. We need to pray with them and we need to pray for them. We need to say things like, honey, how can I pray for you today? When a man knows that his wife is backing him up in prayer, it helps him to step into that role that God gave him, to be the leader, to be the strength, to be the protector and the guardian of our family. When our kids pray for their dad and we pray with our kids, we need to cover their father, our husbands, in prayer. So the first thing we need to do is prayer. The second thing we need to do is speak life. Now, this isn't one of my best attributes. This is a little more challenging for me, but it is so important. I do it so good with my kids. I speak life over my kids. I teach my kids to speak life. But sometimes I look at my husband as an adult. He is an adult. But I look at him and I think, oh, I don't need to worry about that. But that is so not true. Our husbands need us to speak into their lives, to speak value and respect and honor with our words. It's so important that we honor him around other people, that we don't be snarky and put him down, but we actually say life-giving things about him, to him and about him around others. So the first thing, we're going to pray. The second thing is that we speak life into our husband. We do it with honoring words. And the third thing we can do is to allow him to be the dad God made him to be. So often we want him to do things our way. And often it's his way is messier, his way is louder, his way is not the right way because it's not my way. But we want to allow him to step into this role and do it the way God designed him to do it. So when I think of allowing him to be dad, I remember back when I'd stuck out an outfit for Abigail, a cute little dress that I wanted to wear for church. And I said, would you get her dressed? He goes in and they're wrestling around and they're playing. And then pretty soon they come out and she's not wearing the dress that I set out. He picked out something from the hamper that was dirty, I'm sure of it. And I was frustrated and I'm sure I criticized him and I'm like, that's not what I put out. Why? But I want you, you want to, I'm sure too. We need to be empowering him for how he parents, not criticizing him, not putting him down, not redoing whatever the way he did it. You didn't do this right, or you didn't do the diaper right, or you didn't feed him right, or what in the world. As long as it's not dangerous I mean, like they could die. Let him be dad. Let him fulfill that role that God gave him. So those are the 3 things that we can do to help our dads of our children, our husbands, be the best that they can be. I kind of want to just throw this in here because so much in our culture is about fairness or about equality, and we want to make this equal. If you change this many diapers, then he needs to change this many. If you cook this meals, or if you get up in the middle of the night, then he needs to get up the same amount of time as. Forget that garbage, what the culture and everybody else is swarming around. I want to bring biblical truth to this. Your job is to be the helper. So how can you best help your family? If you can do it, then do it. Don't nag, don't whine, do it. Now, I know what I'm asking. I have 6 kids. I had diapers for, I don't know, I felt like forever. We had diapers in our house and I changed them and I did it and I grumbled, but that's not life-giving. That's not life-giving to my kids. My big kids could hear it and he could hear it. What we want to do is speak forward and not look at nitpicking things that really don't matter. In the big scheme of life, it doesn't matter how many diapers you changed. Sometimes I wish I could have counted. It'd be really interesting to know how many I did, but that's not the point. But really fight that comparison and that competition. Really just look up and step up and say, can I do this role? When you can make something happen and you can do it, do it. Just be careful that you don't get in this equality and competing and doing that kind of relationship in your marriage, and doing that is never going to work out for either of you. And the truth is, it's not about who's doing more, it's about doing it together. We're a family unit, we're a team, and when one person in that team is stronger, the whole team is stronger. When we build our husband up, it makes the family a stronger unit. Now, as Father's Day approaches, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to come up with 7 things that you can do that will bring life to your husband, that will encourage, that will show respect to him. So today is Sunday, so tomorrow I'm maybe going to speak out. He takes care of our car, so I want to share with him how grateful I am that he takes that role on. Maybe Tuesday I'm going to make his favorite dessert or his favorite dinner, and maybe Wednesday I'm going to have the kids do a fun activity or a little letter to dad or a picture for dad. So think of things that you can do in the next 7 days. Now I'm gonna go here, but basically there's one thing that you can do that nobody else can fulfill for his needs in the world. Now, I wasn't gonna go there, but I just did. So you figure out what that is. So write down what you can do for the next 7 days. Ask yourself, how can I bring out the best in him? That's the whole point of this. Bring out the best of your husband, brings out the best for your kids, brings out the best for you, brings out the best for your family. It's a win-win for everyone. If this message is something you know another mom needs to hear, please share it with them. Please don't do mothering alone. Do it with other like-minded mothers so you can be equipped and do this wiser, do this more godly, do this more constructively in a positive manner. So we want to be moms who build our houses with wisdom in both our actions and our words. As always, stay intentional, and I will see you next time. Bye.